have anybody that comes in those inflatable costumes? Because Libby, we could do that if we were disguised and nobody knew it was us. We could probably
I could scat in a Christmas costume.
I've already asked the Market Foundation to borrow the inflatable pigs for you guys to wear.
Yes,
They're pink pigs, and they're so cute. They are sweaty, though.
Do they look like the pig costumes from National Lampoon's European Vacation, at the beginning where they win the family game show?
And they look like you're going to float away. They're that inflated. But but the pink is adorable. So you're going to look good in them.
We're ready.
Can't wait.
We're ready to put them on.
Welcome to Beats Working, Winning the Game of Events, where we share stories and strategies to turn any event or life moment into something unforgettable.
Events are wild, and the people who work in them are some of the most resilient humans on Earth. If you know, you know.
So come with us behind the curtain for a look at their most memorable experiences.
As they say, the show must go on, so let's get on with the show. Hello, and welcome back to Beats Working, Winning the Game of Events. Today's guest is an enthusiastic event producer with very deep roots in both the nonprofit and the for-profit world. She's driven by a powerful belief that your supporters and customers develop loyalty through delightful event experiences. We could not agree more. She is currently the executive director of the Pike Market Senior Center and Food Bank, and she's here to share her insights and caroling cheer because we're talking about the 40th anniversary of Seattle's most heartwarming holiday tradition, the Great Figgy Pudding Caroling Contest. Please welcome Pamela Hinckley.
So bring us some figgy pudding. So bring us some figgy pudding.
What is figgy pudding? My son asked me that the other day because they're already singing Christmas songs in school.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like a meat
steamed pudding?
Like figs that
it's
are
got
in
figs.
Am I making that up?
It's got dates.
Okay.
It's got cinnamon. Have you ever had like a steamed, really wet kind of cake? So it's somewhere in between a cake and a pudding.
Okay.
And there's this year there's a man that makes baking kits for figgy pudding. He's coming and he's going to be sampling figgy pudding with warm caramel sauce.
Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I'll bring Savvy down to try some figgy pudding. His first figgy pudding.
And then you can buy a kit because he's designed it so it's easy for kids to make. So it's already got these little greased tart pans and stuff, and you just have to have some oil and egg and mix it all up with the figs and pour it into the little tart pans and yum, yum, yum.
Oh, delish.
So the event is in its 40th year, which is amazing.
That's wild.
I know you people, specialize in special events, and you know how hard it is to maintain something that keeps energy about it and keeps attracting people. And to make it to 40 years, we're pretty darn proud of that. And it keeps drawing a new audience, and thankfully, because of the blend of caroling teams that we get, it brings a whole age spectrum as well. So we've got schools that come. So, of course, we get the parents, but then we get these ironic hipsters who just want to,
ironic hipsters.
Yeah. And they just have great outfits and, do offbeat Christmas songs. And, of course, we've got some real accomplished singers, which is amazing because there's some teams that actually practice for this caroling contest, and they've got the full look. The two that are the most polished are the Beaconettes and Emerald City Voices, and they've got beautiful voices, and they really plan every number, so it's enormously entertaining.
Pamela, how many years have you been doing figgy pudding?
Well, Before I worked at the food bank and senior center, I was on the board of directors. So for 5 years, I conned my friends into having a team.
That's the best way to do it.
It's the
Mhm.
best way to do it. You just have to guilt them into wearing wigs, or I would make them special outfits. Um, and so then I joined the staff 2.5 years ago. So I've been around this event for almost a decade now. And I just love it more, how it's morphed, because we used to produce it in Westlake Center. And we thought we were super popular because it was so crowded, but it was mostly because people were downtown Christmas shopping. And it used to be on
Happy
Friday night.
coincidence, you know. It
But we'll
was. It was
take
on a
it.
Friday evening. I remember leaving work and just
Yeah,
bouncing up a couple blocks and hopping
yeah,
around
there
to
it
all the different
was.
carolers. Yeah.
But we moved to our home, the Pike Place Market, and changed. Last year we experimented with moving to the daytime. So now it's on Saturday afternoon. At first, the vendors in the market were a bit irritated with us because they thought the crowds were going to scare away, their business. But guess what? They were there in the market and they spent money.
It's a
So
win-win.
now
A win-win-win-win.
it's win-win. So now the vendors are, hey, when's Figgy Pudding this year? So it's December 6th, and it starts at noon. And the first hour is the teams all spread out on the cobblestones and sing, and judges and attendees walk through the streets and they vote with their money. That's what makes it a fundraiser. So the top prize is the Philanthropy Award, and that's for the person, the team that makes the most money. So we've got three Philanthropist awards, and then there's a best choral, because you have to acknowledge the
You do.
singers.
You got to give props to the
Fair.
people with that
Yeah,
natural
and
talent.
then there is most creative, because some people just get decked out and they're there to strut their stuff. So, and then at the very end, we collect ballots for People's Choice, and we do it by clapping at the stage. So that makes for real fun to gather the crowd as close to the stage as possible and end with People's Choice. And on a good year, the teams, even before the event, what's so exciting is that the teams do a lot of the heavy lifting of the fundraising before the event, because each team has a website that they send to their friends and get their friends to commit. And so by the time the event actually starts, they can relax a little, because they know. We ask
Yeah.
each team to try for $1,500, which is super reasonable. If you've got a team of 10 or 20 people and you each ask, 10 friends,
Oh,
for
yeah.
$5, you can get there so easily, which makes up for some of the schools. Some of the kids aren't great fundraisers, but nobody can resist all those adorable faces.
Oh my gosh, no, in person. No, you can't say no.
No, so people throw money into their collection box,
You have to.
because, we've got all we're getting better at the different fundraising mechanisms, like the traditional QR code, text to give, we sell figgy pudding buttons. So it's, we try to leverage as much enthusiasm as possible through
You know,
multiple methods.
Pamela, you said something a little bit ago when you were talking about this, that people, how amazing it is that after 40 years, people are still coming and still excited and still want to be there
Yeah.
every year, and it doesn't feel old. How do you, as the executive director and part of the planning team, how do you guys keep up your own excitement for planning it? And, what do you guys do to keep it fresh and keep it, not I mean, it's kind of hard for this event to feel like something you have to do because it is so fun and the vibes are so great
Yeah.
there. But what are your kind of, tips and tricks for making it feel exciting every year when you start planning?
Well, I got to give a huge shout out to the team because um, the staff that works at the food bank and the staff in the member services at the senior center, it's that wonderful, enthusiastic, big-hearted uh, social service profile of a human being.
They're the
But
best.
they're creative. And for instance, our home delivery manager at the food bank came up with the cutest kit for fundraising tips to give people ideas about how they could get money coming to their websites ahead of time. And we learned this from one team of carolers that said they work for a pretty big company. And she said, we practice by going around to different departments and, sing our songs. And then we're in front of our coworkers and we guilt them into giving us money. So our staff is always trying to do like cute graphics. There's another group that runs the volunteers because it takes about 50 volunteers to pull this off.
Oh my gosh, it's a village.
And so they've come up with ways to make the meeting fun and pull people together. They can either come in person or come in Zoom. And so it's just engaging.
I mean, when you get all those people with those big hearts planning it,
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to feel good every year.
Yeah.
Well, and it almost feels like it's like your chance to be a busker at the market is what it feels like. Right? Do you have anybody that comes in those inflatable costumes? Because Libby, we could do that if we were disguised and nobody knew it was us. We could probably.
I could scat in a Christmas costume.
I've already asked the Market Foundation to borrow the inflatable pigs for you guys to wear.
Yes,
They're pink pigs and they're so cute. They are sweaty though.
Do they look like the pig costumes from National Lampoon's European Vacation, at the beginning where they win the family game show?
And they look like you're going to float away. They're that inflated. But but the pink is adorable. So you're going to look good in them.
We're ready.
can't wait.
We're ready to put them on.
Yeah.
I bet people would pay us to stop singing.
Yeah.
That's how we can fundraise.
Yeah, you could be the button sellers so we don't have to listen to you sing.
Yeah. Yeah, my son would. I was singing the other day and he asked me to stop and I just kept going and he just looked at me. He said, "Mom, when I say stop, it means stop."
Stop.
I was like, "Sorry."
Yeah, and I think this year, because, before we started recording, we were talking about all the unfortunate shenanigans with halting food access aid in the United States, this great country of ours, hard to believe, but Seattle is generous, and I think they are in the mood. We know that they're there to help because we get a call since this started. We get a call every day, if not multiple calls, saying, "What do you guys need?" And we have people just showing up with food and clothing. And we hope our goal this year is to net about $100,000, which is it might eliminate some of our deficit in our budget, which would be really good.
Can you, for our listeners, Pamela, can you give some background about what the senior center does, like kind of year round? I've been there, Libby's been there, and we've toured it. It's such a magical place, but I think a lot of people have no idea the things that go on at the market outside of what they see typical market stuff.
Yeah, thank you for asking, because you're right. It's a tucked away special function. The senior center is open 7 days a week, which is unheard of. in a social service agency almost anywhere in the United States. And we serve 2 free hot meals a day. And everything that we do is free because our funding comes from the county and city and the money that we raise in the Market Foundation. So the meals are a big draw, but we also have a really charming calendar full of some of the classics. Of course, there's bingo. Of course, there's karaoke. But Seattle has this tremendous Institute of East Asian Medicine, and they come every Monday and do free acupuncture for the seniors.
Oh, wow.
And then we've got Tai Chi, we've got art classes. We do, I think I was telling you that we do forest bathing, where they go out into the woods and meditate, which is incredible. I can't believe. I thought no one would be willing to do it, and now it's one of the most popular activities that we have, and it's guided by a trained nature therapist.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so then the staff at the senior center is trained in resource navigation too, because about 35% of our daily population is unhoused. So we spend a lot of time trying to find shelters, find clothes, filling out job applications. And we have case managers at the senior center too for the more complicated life challenges. And then the food bank has regular grocery distribution 3 days a week where you go by the market tables and just pick what you want. And then 4 days a week, we do home deliveries to people who can't get to the market or carry a bag of groceries. And 5 days a week, we do distribution of shelf-stable food for people who don't have housing or don't have kitchens or who have just exhausted their budget and need another meal. And so that is available, and you can come every day for that service. So
do people have to meet
busy.
a certain like zip code? Like, is there only a specific area that people can be in order to visit the senior center at the market?
No, the only criteria is 55 years old.
Oh, that's amazing.
And at the food bank, if you're hungry, you get food. It's now part of one of the Washington regulations to get food from the Washington Department of Agriculture. Like, you can't turn anybody away. And that feels good anyway.
Yeah.
If they get their butts there, we want to give them food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the senior center and food bank just has such a really tangible impact on, the vulnerable and, non-vulnerable people here in Seattle. And it's such a great place to give.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, because the market, I don't know if you've seen, it hasn't gotten a lot of attention yet, but they're really thinking about a 50-year master plan because, it's a delicate infrastructure at the market. But it has 8 residential buildings, 4 of which are fair market, and 4 of which are protected for low-income seniors. And then in addition to us, there's also that wonderful clinic at First in Virginia and the incredibly adorable child care center.
I know, it's so cute. I toured it.
So cute. And it's got that beautiful new playground that the Market Foundation built for them. And then there's the assisted living facility. So it is really the market, the 9 acres in the historic district, is really this wonderful mixed microcosm of the population. So
it is. It's such an interesting ecosystem, and I think a lot of people, local and non-local, just don't think about it when they think about the market.
But the master plan, if it is realized, will include going to the Seattle voters for another levy. And
come on, people.
Come on.
Say yes. My 8-year-old loves to help me vote. So when we see that, he loves the market. So he will vote yes. I'm just kidding. I will vote yes because it's my official ballot. but he likes to.
But yeah,
Raise them young. Raise those voters young.
Voters.
Yeah. But I think that, again, to your point, if people knew more about the infrastructure and the social services in the market, that would help warm their hearts towards voting for some money in a levy. So that's a big part of the next couple of years, because they're trying to get on the ballot for 2028. It's competitive to get ballot space in these elections.
3 years from now. All right. Well, I'll put it on our calendar. We're going to rerun this episode and remind people. What is a behind the scenes Figgy moment that you will never forget? Something funny, something surprising, something magical, just, something that really sticks in your brain.
Well, it's not funny, but it is magical, because it's got some complicated logistics, for power and lighting, and thank God our landlord, the Preservation and Development Authority, puts on a lot of events in the market and has good relationships with vendors. But really, the day starts with the most creative and magical piece, which is when the stage arrives and it's on the back of a flatbed truck and it all folds up like an erector set.
Oh my gosh, like one of those cards you open and like a building pops out.
It's like a pop-up card.
Or like a transformer.
Yes. There you go. That's maybe, yeah.
And that's just when I know the fun is about to start, and we see the stage unfold and the banners go up and the rain starts.
Oh my gosh. And so the gentleman who built that, did he build it just for, I know he uses it for different events too, but did he build it just for Figgy Pudding?
No, I think it was a music festival first that he did it for. But
well, I'm going to pretend he built it for Figgy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
He erects a swing set on it for his kids in the backyard when he's not at an event. So it's
the stage has seen some things.
And then I'd probably second to that is when the school buses get there and the kids just get off and they're screaming and they're so excited, and try that hour from 11 to 12 when all the teams are trying to get to their assigned spaces to start singing is such incredible eye-rolling chaos.
And how do you assign them the spots? Because not all spots can be created equal. Some spots have got to be better than others.
We do have some favorites that get a slightly better spot. I'm not telling you who that is, though.
Okay.
Can't pick your favorite kid here. Not on this show.
No. But some are, the school teams are decided because they're bigger. Like Auburn Middle School is coming. They've got 80 friggin' kids.
Oh my gosh, and they're all going to sing together?
Way to represent, Auburn. Way to represent.
So they'll have to be at one of the street ends because we can't put them in front of anybody's store.
No, then the vendors would be upset because nobody could get in.
Yeah. So we kind of place the big teams first and then tuck in some of the smaller ones around them. So until we're ready to expand and down to the waterfront and take over the beautiful new Overlook Walk and Steinbrook Park, we're limited to about 20 teams because of the size of Pike Place. Mm-hmm. But if this keeps going to our 100th anniversary, maybe we can make it bigger.
Yeah, or even 50 or 41. Let's do it for the 41st.
For the 41st, 41 teams.
Oh, yeah. We could totally do that.
I was just hesitant because, when you expand the footprint like that, the sound system has to change, and just so the street closures. Oh, my God, working with the Department of Transportation for the no park signs, and yeah.
It does. And sometimes it can, if you're not quite ready, it can sometimes change the vibe too. We were talking on another episode about how, taking the size of your venue down and keeping the number of people the same can change the energy in a room or on a street, I guess. So, I mean, you don't want people, standing so tight that they get moved around. Truly, I was at a holiday parade one time. It was so packed. This was not Figgy Pudding, but it was so packed that I was standing there and I got lifted up between people and moved like a foot over. It was terrifying. It was a mob.
I would nope.
I've never been back. Will never go back.
Yeah.
But you also, if it's too spaced out, it can.
Yeah, it doesn't feel festive.
Yeah.
We were lucky last year. It was just right, to move around, because you try to see all the teams. So the attendees really need to move through the space. And we, this year, we're going to try really hard to just have dedicated program dispensers that has the map on it. Because every year, half of them end up in the garbage and people don't, find all the teams. So that's, we're going to be much more aggressive about that this year.
That was always one of our biggest challenges, I think. Getting to see everybody, because you'd see, you'd be in front of the Beaconettes or another group, and you'd be so entertained that before you knew it, a couple songs went by and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta get to the next one. I'm gonna miss them.
Gotta move around. Yeah.
The hour goes fast. So
when do you recommend, if people are gonna sign up for a team, what's the best time of year, or how much lead time do you suggest for people to do that?
October was our really busy month for recruiting and cajoling people to come. So we're right as of today, we're in the beginning of November. We're at 18 teams, and so I hope we get 2 more, but I know we'll have a blast with what we got. But there are some who have been historic participants who haven't signed up yet, so they better call me next week.
Come on, people. It's time. Come on, people.
It's time.
There's a lot going on, but we need you.
Yeah. We open registration in September, but no one signs up then.
Yeah. Okay.
We're a last minute.
So October is the key month.
It's
for those of you listening to this, planning your future carol escapades.
Yes. Put aside your sign up time in October. Send in a bribe to get a good spot.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Just kidding. Not really.
She's not kidding. She's not kidding. Have you ever had any really famous people come and be in a group?
Not in my time there, but it's on my list. I did try for Brandy Carlisle because she's been doing such a good promotion with her Back to Herself tour, hitting up Easy Street and Wild Rose. And when I worked at Tom Douglas, we named a restaurant after her, the Carlisle Room. So we got a chance to know her pretty well, but dang, she's famous now.
I know.
Yeah, she's pretty famous now.
Yeah.
Well, Brandy, we know you're listening, so we'd like you at the next one.
Don't forget the market, Brandy.
Yeah, you say you were a busker.
That is one of her claims to fame. That's true. Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah, I think if I had my act together and put it out there earlier, we might have had a better chance of success. But she's just crazy busy with the touring with the new album. So, but if she could sing with her gorgeous wife and beautiful daughters, oh my God, we wouldn't be able to control ourselves. Dream big.
Yeah, we can do it. I think we can make it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about Figgy, but you have also done so many events in your career. Aside from this wonderful, magical holiday event, what is one other event from your life experience that you're most proud of?
Well, we had a whole lot of fun, and I think you guys were definitely in your whites for the croquet tournament that we did for Tom
So
Douglas,
good.
because that was a hell of a production,
Okay,
and we
tell
did it
people
for
if they
5
missed it,
years.
if they weren't so lucky to have been involved in that, tell them what they missed.
Well, beautiful summer day,
Mhm.
beautiful people dressed in their croquet whites, and then just extremely artistic holes, because all of the restaurants were involved in decorating and theming and creating the croquet holes, and it just it was it was complicated to produce, and then teams were so competitive.
Who
We
knew?
we weren't quite prepared for that, but it was it made for just a magical highlight every summer.
And I've
And
never seen a
we
croquet event
actually
since.
I
no,
haven't either. I don't think I have either.
yeah,
I mean,
I,
that's because pickleball took over, probably.
yeah. But with this summer for our staff day, we went up to uh Jefferson, the lawn bowling court up there. Oh my God, is it beautiful? Meticulous courts. So I'm thinking of asking them if we could do a lawn bowling fundraiser there, but you have to be respectful of the greens because they're immaculately manicured. But I think that could be another version of croquet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that would
That
be so
would be
fun.
in a beautiful location.
Mhm.
You know how Jefferson has views in every
It
direction?
really
It's pretty
does.
stunning.
It's stunning. And one of the things when I was at Red Hook to commemorate St. Helens exploding, we had a brewery in Fremont and a brewery in Woodinville. So we did this marvelous bike ride called Haul Ash, and it was from Fremont to Woodinville, and that event lasted about 10 years. And the only problem was people got to Woodinville and they started having a couple beers.
Then they
then riding
had to get home. Yeah.
then they
Had
had
to
to
bike
ride
home.
back to Fremont.
Can't
And
drink
that's
and
like,
bike. You can't drink and bike.
nah, it's not a
Good
good
luck, folks.
combo. But we
Haul
didn't have any
ash.
accidents.
Very clever. Very
Haul
clever.
ash.
I remember where I was when Mount St. Helens blew because I lived in Centralia at the time. I
Oh,
was 4 or 5. I don't know exactly. I'd have to go back and look. And I have a vague memory of being in my parents' backyard and seeing the mountain mushrooming and being like, "Oh, that's so pretty." Like what's that? And then the next day the wind changed, and the next day when we woke up everything was covered in ash and it was
yeah.
so gross and you could not get rid of it.
No, it did. It was very invasive, the small, and they stuck to everything. Like you
Everything.
couldn't,
You wet it down, still there.
yeah.
Still there.
Ew.
Yep.
That's some
Yeah.
Centralia must have gotten hit so hard.
It did. It did. And I like several of my parents' friends lost homes.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was quite a time in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope we don't have to go through that. Calm down, St. Helens.
I know.
Yeah.
I got tricked into climbing Mount St. Helens one year. I won't say tricked because I did
No,
it
because you have
voluntarily.
to train for that.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, she
I was
didn't.
told that
She didn't.
because I was a runner. She's like, "You got this. You could do this." She's like, "I've only been on like 2 hikes with my family. You'll be totally fine. You run all the time." And as we were driving up to the mountain, I looked at her and I said, "That cannot be what we're climbing. You told me it was like a big hike. That isn't a literal mountain."
Yeah, it is.
I kind of thought maybe it would be like really small or something because it had exploded.
Because it
but
looks
no.
small.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't climb up the small side. You climb up that other side. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's cool though. Cool views. But I think I did ruin my colleagues' hiking sticks. Sorry about that, Allison.
Yeah, I kind of think you did too, if I remember correctly.
They didn't. They really took a beating. Yeah.
All right, Pamela, the great Figgy Pudding it's iconic. So if you're listening and you have not ever been in one of the last 39 years, do not
You're a
rob
loser.
do not rob yourself of this experience.
You're a loser, and you better go this year.
Yes.
And you're a true event pro. I mean, you've been around, you've been through it, and I can sit and talk to you about your old event stories all day long.
We will have to save another episode for when I worked at Theo Chocolate and we coated naked people in molten chocolate to represent the 4 elements of the earth, inspired by Autumn Martin, our incredible chocolatier who now owns Frankie and Joe's.
Was it for like the summer solstice or just for fun?
It was for Autumn is an incredible artist, and she had a vision. and
Wow.
it was I can't tell you about
I
it.
thought I'd had some doozies, Libby, but like I think Pamela.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, Pamela has worked with lots of chefs and creatives in that realm,
Creatives.
and they are
Eccentric. Mhm.
wild. And you know what? Hats off to you, Pamela, for
I'm very
wrangling
lucky.
cats. Yes, in the best
How do
way.
you, if somebody brings up an idea and you know it's not a good one, how do you pivot them in another direction?
Try to ask questions to humiliate their idea.
What made you
know,
think that was a good idea?
Just to try to operate when you get to operationalizing something and trying to figure out how would this work, how would the guest interact with it, how would you provide an enjoyable experience for the guest that matched what you wanted to do, because sometimes that's a good way to squelch something that is not going to work.
They just need a little reflection.
Yeah. When you dig in on some of the details, or you remind somebody of the hours of preparation it would take to pull something off, and they're not ready for it.
I'm thinking of orange trees, Libby. I'm thinking of orange trees.
Oh.
Pamela, we did an event one time with Cointreau. And my boss, it was a cocktail competition, and my boss at the time, we were talking through different like decor. It was outside on like a patio deck down on the water, and we're talking about decor kind of ideas. And he was like, just, buy some orange trees. I was like, buy orange trees? We're in Seattle. He's like, yeah, you just buy them. I was like, and then what am I going to do with them after I haul these trees up to this rooftop deck? And then after the event, he's like, let's put them in the office. Save them for another event. I think after that, I just kind of walked out. I went into Alysse's office. I shut the door and I told her what had just happened. She goes, don't talk to him anymore. You only go through me. We're going to figure this out. It was.
Stop talking to him.
Stop asking him questions.
That is an excellent example.
Yeah. Just buy orange trees. Why not?
Yeah, just do it. Did you have the event?
We did, and it was wonderful and so fun. Yes.
Super fun.
I had a really great outfit too. I remember photos from that.
You
That
did.
Was good.
It was a great. You did.
Yeah.
It was like the shorts outfit, right?
Mm-hmm. Fun shorts and a white shirt. Yeah, it was great.
Yep. Yeah, you looked great.
Yeah, that's very orangey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was Cointreau themed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a burlesque dancer. It was on the rooftop. A few people did get overserved, though. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
That happened. That happened.
Yes. Yeah. Working in the alcohol business, you got to be ready for that. Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help when they show up overserved. Like that doesn't help either.
So true.
All right. Well, if people want to get involved, where's all the places they can go if they want to volunteer their time or their resources or their money?
Yeah, they're on our website. There's a great Figgy Pudding section, and it gives all the options. Volunteer, donate, form a team. So here, the way to interact with it is easy to access. And
Perfect.
we really hope that people will make the effort to come to the market on December 6th and do some shopping and vote for their teams and cheer on the crowd. It's going to be a ton of fun.
And how many of those pig costumes do you have?
4.
Okay, Libby, we just need 2 more suckers.
Yep, 2 more people. Just DM us, or we'll just strong arm some friends. A la Pamela. We'll just.
Yeah.
I'll send you a picture of them so you'll get excited.
Yes.
All right. Well, that is a wrap for this episode of Beats Working. If you have an idea or you want to reach out, please email us at info@beatsworking.show. And remember, every detail matters, every moment counts, and no matter what, the show must go on.
Thanks for listening to Beats Working, Winning the Game of Events, where we explore what it takes to make moments unforgettable.
If you're leaving with a little more inspiration, a little more perspective, and a big side ache from all of the laughing at our funny jokes, then we've done our job.
Beats Working is a Work P2P production. If you've enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platforms.
Your support helps us keep the magic going.